breaking out, I'm breaking in. I just can't help this state I'm in. I'm on my way, y'all. So put your shades on, this light's so bright, it's blinding. I'm radiating love, I'm radiating love, I'm radiating love. Breaking free, I'm breaking ground. I can't explain this thing I found. The clouds have moved on, I got my groove on. This pep in my steps infectious. I'm radiating love, I'm radiating love, I'm radiating love. I've been stuck in a rut, I've been shit out of luck. I've been wondering what is up with me, and then I realized it's up to me to decide. I can just be radiating love. I'm radiating love. I'm radiating love. I'm radiating love.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the New Thought Spiritual Center Sunday celebration. I'm Reverend Jay Willick. We're so happy that you have joined us this morning from all over the world to bring your consciousness to our community. We are so blessed to have you with us this morning. This is the New Thought Spiritual Center. We are an inclusive community here in the Los Angeles area in California in the United States. And what are we about? Watch this video. I'll show you what we're all. Every month we highlight one of our statements of principles, and this month we are highlighting our mission statement, which, as you saw in the video, is bust through, soar, and zoom. And you may not see it all, but there's a little quote that I love that's on the banner as well. It's a quote from Richard Bach, and he wrote, "To fly as fast as thought, you must begin by knowing that you have already arrived." You have already arrived. You are an irresistible magnet for all the prosperity that you can think of. Really. You got the power to attract unto yourself everything that you desire. And that's what we're here for, to remind you of that every week so you can take that reminder into your week and bring forth whatever it is that you want to manifest that week. So what do you want to manifest this week? Let's talk more about that as we go. But first, let's get into our sacred space. We want to do that early in our service every Sunday morning. And that sacred space is wherever you are. It matters not. One day we will soon, sometime in the end of September, we're going to get back together for in-person services. And I won't be doing this from my living room. I'll be doing it from a space with people actually in front of me, not just on the internet, although we love you folks from around the world on the internet. But a sacred space is anywhere you decide a sacred space is going to be. It's not going to be because we are in person in some building, although we create a sacred space there. But you can create a sacred space right here, right now, at your breakfast table, in your car, in the backyard, wherever you are. So join us as we touch into the sacred space in our homes right now. Watch this. So at this time, we enter into our sacred space, opening our heart and mind to awaken the highest and deepest part of our divine selves. We plant the seeds of our greatest adventure, nurturing them with water of faith and the soil of spirit, calling in wisdom from ancient times to quantum science. And so we now transcend time and space into the grace, love, and power of the universe. And as we do this, it's comfortable for you. Close your eyes. You can leave them at a soft focus and watch the mandala that is in front of you. Let us take a deep, slow, deep breath together in through your nose. Hold it for 3, 2, 1, and let it out through your mouth. We'll do this one more time together in through the nose, knowing God is as we hold that power within us, and then let it out through your mouth, knowing I am, you are, that God incarnate, that divine presence here and now. As you continue breathing, you might want to put your feet on the floor or sit cross-legged. What we want to do is put as much of our body onto the earth as possible, allowing the Mother Gaia to bring forth its energy up through our feet, and allowing that energy to pass through, rising through our legs, connecting to that energy spot that is right at the base of your spine, a chakra, if you will. And then as that energy, that vibration from the planet reaches the base of our spine, just allow it to drop. You can imagine a grounding cord of some sort, or laser beam, or whatever, but allow it to drop back down into the planet. For as the planet feeds us, we too feed the planet. The energy of love, divine love that is within us, and that comes to us from this beautiful place. And now let us imagine the golden rays of the sun representing the divine universe. Allow those rays, those lights, come down and around you, allowing this beautiful divine energy to vibrate in our very bodies. As the bells ring, we allow this energy to flow past our heart, warming it, making it glow. And finally connecting at the base of the spine to this loving energy from the Mother Gaia. Allow this to vibrate in your body. We are fortunate this morning to have as our sacred reader in a few moments, Reverend Dr. Ellen Contente. So since this morning we have as our sacred reader such a wonderful example of the Divine Feminine, I thought I'd pick a Divine Feminine card this morning. The one I chose, and this was random, is perfect. It's Lalita, the Red Goddess, who represents the spontaneity that graces a heavy moment and reminds us that joy is a powerful spiritual practice. She is a Hindu deity, known as the Red Goddess because of her connection to desire. One of Lalita's many names is she who plays. The Sanskrit word lila means divine play. And she loved it when her devotees are able to move beyond dualities to the point where they are not separate from what they desire. She loves puja, or ritual worship, just for this reason, because it moves each and every one of us from out of our ideas and thoughts of the divine and into our hearts, where we can experience the divine directly. Because I picked this card, answers arrive from disengaging with the energy that created the problem or question to begin with. That is what we are being taught this morning. We so often hold tight to what we desire with a grip that actually inhibits its arrival. The secret to desire, she says, is holding it lightly. She asks the question, how can I add more playfulness to my life right now? And as we ponder that, have this intention. Playfulness is a spiritual power. Laughter leads me back to the light. It is in this brilliant moment that we bring laughter to our lives. Laughter is a sacred practice. With the power and presence that is within each and every one of us, we loosen our grip on what we think we desire and allow it to come forth. Because playfulness is a spiritual power, as laughter leads us back to the light. Take a deep breath. Let it out through your mouth. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, move your shoulders around, do a little shimmy for me. And slowly open your eyes. I want to show you the card of Lalita, the red goddess. Isn't that fun? Yay, yay. Let's rock more. Let's have more play. Let's have more laughter. Let's bring the sacred. The sacred doesn't mean that we need to be all serious and stuff. Life is serious fun. So let's continue to have some serious fun this morning. I want to bring in our sacred reader this morning, the divine feminine herself, the Reverend Dr. Ellen Contente. How are you, darling?
Oh, wonderful. Good morning. I almost got the memo. So this is my Lalita tomato red. How's that? Tomato red.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it's red, so it's perfect. Oh, so great. So happy to have you with us once again. And they will be too, for those who have not seen the Reverend Dr. Ellen. You're in for a treat. So I'll let you have at it. Thank you so much. See you right back.
See you right back. Good morning, everyone. Oh, it's always such a pleasure to be here with Reverend Jay. And I'm excited as well because I get to speak on Expand It, which is the theme for the month. Expand It. And I got to thinking, what is it? What is it? Right? Is it knowledge? Is it understanding? Is it awareness? And then I really started to think IT is internal transformation. It is growth. Because we're always expanding. And the truth is, are we always growing? That is the question. There's a great quote. Abraham Maslow said, you will either step forward into growth or you will step backward into safety. And, when you think about safety, what we're really talking about is our comfort zones. And when we are in the safety of our comfort zones, we're really not growing. We're not expanding. And, what do we need to do to break through, to break, free of those boundaries that we've put into place so that we can play more freely? I love the idea of divine play. And so, what do we need to do to be able to take more risks, to try new things? So, I played with that myself. I don't know if you can see, but I have blue nail polish on today, not the usual clear or red, which is, the safe colors and, divine play. And I love it. It really is stepping out of my own personal comfort zone to put on blue nail polish, but I can definitely feel the expansion. I feel those boundaries start to slip away. In this whole past couple of weeks, been watching the Olympics, as I'm sure a lot of other people have. and talk about, the need to push through those boundaries, to get out of your safety zone. I'm always amazed when I watch these athletes. And I think for me in particular, the one that I connect with is the divers, because I will never forget as a little girl, I don't know how old I was, maybe 10, going up the high diving board and, walking up. It seemed like an eternity to get to the very top of that board and walk out and look over, and it's like, oh my God, right? So am I going to step forward into growth, or am I going to step backward into safety? And I'll be honest, I went backwards multiple times down those steps before I finally broke through and, had the courage to really jump off the board. And oh my goodness, is that freeing when you finally break through those boundaries? You do soar. And I love that, it's zoom and soar, because it is that feeling of expansion within when we do. But it's not the outside world that causes us to change. It really is that internal transformation that has to happen. Change doesn't happen on the outside. Change happens within. Swami Vivekananda, hopefully I'm pronouncing his name correctly, said, you have to grow from the inside out. None can teach you. None can make you spiritual. There is no other teacher but your own soul. But your own soul. And that is the recognition of who we are. The divine feminine, the divine masculine, the divine that we are. So if we do want to bust through those boundaries, if we want to get out of our comfort zones and live our lives to the fullest, we have to recognize that transformation, that thing that is it, that internal transformation comes from our own soul. It's so interesting. There's so many different analogies to, what we're talking about today. I went to a baby shower yesterday, right? And talk about internal transformation, that expansion of life. I mean, that's a perfect illustration of the expansion of life within. But we don't need to have a baby inside of us to expand. It's about expanding our mind. It's about expanding our worldview. It's about expanding beyond those self-limiting beliefs and those boundaries that we have put in place. Right? See them for what they are. They are just a veil. Right? We are always expanding. We are always growing. And we are always internally transforming. And so I'm so happy to be playing with all of you today in my red tomato Lolita color. And so what I'd like to do next is our affirmative incantation. So I invite you, you can just close your eyes if you like, as I read through the affirmation. My word is sacred. My word is powerful. My word spreads throughout the universe as a testament of my greatest self. Today I speak words of wisdom and joy, inspiring myself and others to be their best. Today I move all things in truth, and so all is easy and right. I am relaxed, trusting myself and my word, and ready to receive the best stuff imaginable. So yes, let's not only be ready, let us acknowledge that we are ready right here and right now. So let's take a nice deep breath together, and you can close your eyes or you can keep them open, and let's know together this truth, that there is one power and presence in the universe, and that power is within us. That power is us. We are connected to the divine power of the universe as us. And I know that each and every one of us gets to play at life at the level that we choose. I know that each and every one of us has their unique talents that they are expanding into, allowing themselves to grow higher and deeper, allowing themselves to enjoy their life and share their gifts with the rest of the world, share their gifts with everyone. And so it is with great gratitude and thanksgiving that I say thank you. Thank you for the knowledge. Thank you for the awareness. Thank you for the knowingness of who I am. knowing that I am internally expanding, outwardly expressing, shining my light. And I know that each and every one of us is shining our light out into the world, spreading love, spreading joy, spreading fun. And so with that, I just release my word knowing it's done. And together we say, and so it is. Namaste.
Yeah, namaste. Oh, there I am. I didn't expect to see myself. Thank you so much, Ellen. Ellen's going to be back. She's going to join me in the closing prayer this morning. But first, before I talk about what I would like to speak about this morning, I want to bring you some music. This is from the Bend a cappella festival in Bend, Oregon. This happened in 2019. The lead singer is Peter Hollins, and behind him, with him, are 200 children there in Bend, Oregon, singing Josh Groban's "You Lift Me Up." This is fabulous. Enjoy.
When I am down and oh my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burden be, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. Raise me up to more than I can be. More than I can be.
raise me up. My apologies to Josh Groban for calling it You Lift Me Up, but when you raise me up, you lift me up. Wasn't that beautiful? And so much fun. You know, I spent a lot of time in my college years singing in the choir. We had quite a fabulous choir and a world-renowned choir director, and occasionally we would also sing with two other colleges, the Colorado School of Mines, which had a huge choir, and also we used to sing with the Air Force Academy choir, because our choir director also was the choir director of those two places, and we would do the Messiah with them, Handel's Messiah. And you know, not only was that sacred in so many ways, because the Handel's Messiah is a sacred piece of music, but it was sacred because it was so much fun to sing with all those fabulous people and voices. You raise me up. My talk title today is Transform Your Life. Now, I know as I was looking at it earlier this week, I was kind of unimpressed of what my choice of talk titles. You know, I came up with this talk title months ago, and I really was kind of unimpressed. And I was sitting there thinking, what? I'm going to tell the butterfly story again, or perhaps the mustard seed parable one more time. And I just thought, no, not this time. You know, those stories are great, and they'll come back around. You know, I love using them. They help explain so much and inspire so much, but not this time. Not this time. So I took a pause and asked myself a few questions. And the questions were, what ideas do I want to share this week? You know, what other ideas do I have to share? And I waited. I waited for the answer. And I waited, and I waited, and I waited. And you know what came up? More questions. More questions showed up. And this one was the loudest. As I am in my 11th year of ministry, what is my job? Now, you would think I would know after over 10 years what my job is as a New Thought minister, but that's what spoke to me. That's what Spirit was speaking to me as I opened myself up to take this talk title that I was now thinking was kind of lame in some ways. I mean, transforming your life is a wonderful thing, but and I thought, well, what is my job? Maybe it's time to think about again, what is my job? And I decided what came up for me was my job is not to transform your life. What do you think of that? My job is not to transform your life, though it will be a consequence of what I teach. My job is to inspire you to transform your life. I'm here to feed you tools to evolve and deepen your consciousness. I am here to know the truth for you and to know the truth with you so that you can take this truth, use this truth, embody this truth, enlarge this truth within you and bring forth into your life whatever it is that you've decided you want to bring into your life. And every week we speak truth. Me and the sacred reader of the week, Reverend Dr. Ellen, she just spoke truth. And every week we do that. Every week we talk about who you are. And who you are is God expressing itself as you, the individual. You personalize this energy, this divine wisdom, this divine love. We talk about what you can do. And what you can do is anything you want, anything that you have the consciousness to be, you can do. And what is available to you and for you, and that, of course, is infinite possibilities. And when can you be, do, and have? Right now. Right now. Then this showed up. As we expand our connection to and the use of spirit in our lives, let us this month take a pause. Let us this month take a pause for guidance, rest, rejuvenation, and prepare for the next leg of our journey, whether it's the rest of this year, the rest of this decade, the rest of our life, whatever that next part of our journey equals. You know, August is usually a month for a holiday or a vacay, as they say. But as I wrote a few weeks ago in my weekly article, that does not mean it's a time to take a vacation from connecting and using spirit. What I mean by refreshing and rebooting in August and taking a pause in August doesn't mean we take a vacation from being a part of, intentionally and purposefully, spirit, the divine love, divine wisdom, what that means in our life and what that does for our lives. Let us purposefully welcome joy and innovation and authenticity and vulnerability and the opportunity to evolve our thinking and our consciousness this month. So do you get the link now? Evolve and transformation. They're a synonym of each other. Evolve and transformation. Now, how do we do that? Well, let us take August, as I said, to pause. And in our pause, let us go home to rediscover ways to allow spirit to play through you and as you. And where is home? Not your brain. We only point there because it kind of represents mind, but mind is everything. Remember the divine matrix. The divine matrix is brain, heart, gut, all working together, all that intelligence and that wisdom working together, and that inspiration and that imagination working together with logic as well. Augustus, who was the person who kind of created the calendar we use, renamed the month of Sextilis, which was around this time, to August. His name, of course, because he was making the calendar. He can call it whatever he wants. But the reason he called that month or this month August is because that was when that was the time his greatest triumphs occurred. They occurred this time of the year in August. So in our pause here in August, let us allow the triumphs of silence to seep through. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. Have you ever worked hard to finish something? Probably at least a few times a week, you're working really hard, really concentrated to finish something, but it wasn't coming together like you expected. It happens to me all the time. But when you step away, when I've stepped away, this is what I've learned, when I've stepped away from it, I suddenly get inspired. I get so involved with the list and the doing, I've realized that sometimes I don't allow the divine to speak. I don't allow the divine to give me a little nudge there. I don't allow the divine to do the work. The divine can do the work informing you so that you can just be it and allow the results of the work to show up. When we pause from our daily activities and our daily doing to check back into the flow and synchronicity of life, we get increased happiness, we get increased productivity, maybe most important for most people during the week at least. We get increased happiness, increased inspiration, increased creativity. It all starts to show up because we are reconnecting ourselves. We are rebooting. We are refreshing ourselves in that pause. Forcing ourselves to get through something rarely works. Pushing through whatever task we have rarely creates fulfillment. And fulfillment is more important than success, because success always follows fulfillment, not necessarily the other way around. Trudging through rarely makes for satisfactory results, and struggling never produces prosperity. What's best when you feel struggle, having to push or pull, feeling like you're in the mud or the sludge of things, is to take a playful pause from your responsibilities, whatever those are, from your goals, whatever they are, from the activities or the work you're in at that moment. There's a Hasidic tale about a famous rabbi who was on his way to teach a village that was very interested in his ideas. And this was going to be a very big event, and all the Jews in the community made great preparations and pondered what questions that he or she might want to ask the wise man. And the rabbi finally arrived, and after the initial welcome, he was taken into this large room where people gathered to ask their questions, and there was tremendous anticipation and excitement all around. The room was abuzzing. And the rabbi walked silently around the room, and then he began to hum a Hasidic tune. And before long, everyone started humming this tune along with his soft voice. And as people became more comfortable with this song, the rabbi started dancing. And as people became comfortable and more comfortable, they realized and they saw that he was dancing just everywhere in the room. And one by one, every person got up and they started dancing with him. And those who couldn't get up very easily were sitting in their seats and just dancing in their seats. And soon everyone in the community was dancing wildly together. Each person's soul was being healed by this dance and this song, and everyone experienced a personal transformation. And later in the night, the rabbi gradually slowed the dance. And eventually brought it to a stop. And he looked into everyone's eyes and said gently, "I trust that I have answered all your questions." When did you stop dancing? When did you stop singing? When did you stop being enchanted by stories? When did you stop being comfortable by the sweet, sweet territory of silence? Not that you have. But like Ellen was talking about, the possible inappropriateness is not necessarily the word I'm looking for, but because her nails were blue instead of the usual red or clear that most people have and that she's used to, that she stepped out of that to be playful, to sing and dance with her blue fingernails, to tell a new story with her blue fingernails, maybe even only a new story to herself, not to everyone around her necessarily. Every day is necessary for our mental, physical, and spiritual health to have a playful pause in it. Every day it is necessary for a playful pause, to meditate, to pray, to breathe, just breathe, to take one of those gratitude moments when you just sit for a minute and think about what you're grateful for. And it doesn't have to even be anything big. Or to strike that Wonder Woman or Superman pose, that super powerful pose. To dance, to sing, or just to be silent with your eyes closed and away from the desk, the computer, the boss, the co-workers, the employees, the novel, whatever it is in front of you. Maybe even being outside with your feet in the grass, just centering, grounding. Most importantly, pausing. Not just in the beginning of the day and at the end of the day, but throughout the day, pausing. If you believe that your value or worth is tied to your productivity, think again. If you think that your productivity will suffer when you decide to pause or reboot or refresh or just breathe for a second, you might want to read up on the ways to optimize your productivity. You can go online, you can see all kinds of articles on productivity, and many of them include, in one way or another, they include these: getting plenty of sleep, right? Big obvious thing, health thing. Learning to single task. Throw that multiple tasking stuff out the door. I know some people are good at it, and God bless you. But single tasking is the best for productivity. Eating the frog. Now, this is one I hadn't heard of. Very interesting. Brian Tracy has an eat the frog technique, and it's based on a Mark Twain quote that says, eat a live frog first thing in the morning and nothing worse will happen to you the rest of the day. Now, the frog that Brian Tracy is talking about is the most crucial task on your list, to tackle that one first each in the morning. And if you feel like there's more than one of those, then you eat the ugliest frog first, Tracy suggests. But the big one out of all these lists that I looked at was take regular breaks. Seems counterintuitive, to take a short break because you're focused, you're on it, I'm on task. But taking short breaks refreshes and refuels your mind, boosts concentration and creativity. That's just the facts of productivity. Continuously working for long stretches of time just leads to stress, exhaustion, decision fatigue. You got to pause. You got to pause and take advantage of breath work or a prayer or a quickie meditation, or all those things I was talking about, all those things we talk about every week. Transform your life by taking a pause with spirit. Now, notice I said with spirit, not from it. Take a pause with spirit. We never take a vacation from spirit. Expand your relationship with the creative power by taking a moment to refresh in the cool waters of the 1 minute pause, the 5 minute breath exercise, the half-hour meditation, the just few seconds power pose. That's where the answer you seek lies. That's where the idea that's been circling in your brain will arise from. That's where the creativity you've been working will start to peek out from those. In this thing called you, Ernest Holmes wrote, you exist. That divine feeling, fire, imagination, and creativity may be expressed through you. The Spirit comes to you with a new and fresh creativity. It doesn't just do that when you are on a week-long silent retreat or sit for hours from some long speech of a motivational speaker or some seminar or workshop or even this service. It also comes, and more oftenly will stick permanently, from the daily, playful, spiritual pauses you take. Sing, dance, live, laugh, love, pray. It is there you truly expand and transform your life. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Let us place our hands on our hearts and together declare our love offering blessing. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of my spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. Amen. Hallelujah. Thank you for your blessed love offerings.
And I want to give an extra thanks to all of you who've put in a little extra in the last few weeks. We are getting ready to return to in-person services, and in order to bring our vision back to in-person services, some of our budget needs to be recompensed a little stronger. So we appreciate all of you that have helped us do that, and we're getting ready to do that. It'll be sometime in late September that we will start our in-person again. We want to be extremely safe for everyone, and all will wear masks, although you never know what's going to happen as far as regulations and suggestions from science about that come late September. But as of now, that's what we'll be doing. And either way, I will be so happy to be able to see you all in person as we do it on this type of broadcast situation and not in Zoom. I don't get to see you every Sunday, so we'll be excited to do that. So that'll be sometime near the end of September, and we'll keep you abreast on that for our e-blast. If you do not get our e-blast, please email me at revj@NewThought-SC.org, and I'll get you on that list, and you'll find out the exact date. It'll be up in Burbank, closer to Burbank, kind of between Burbank and North Hollywood, at a beautiful, great spot, about 9 blocks away from Porto's, for those who are familiar with that part of Los Angeles. And for those of you not here in Los Angeles, you can continue to join us on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, as we will continue broadcasting as well. That is about it for the announcements. Oh, we're on social media. And we're also on TikTok, but TikTok is the New Thought guy. So you'll have to look me up that way, or look us up that way. And we have at least one TikTok video going during the week. Right after the service, I make the TikTok, and that is our Affirmative Incantation for the week. So that's a place you can find it, as well as in the description of the live video from today, or in our e-blast. As you see, scrolling under there is the production credits for all the makings of the videos. And of course, we want to thank Steve Apperson, the great Steve Apperson, for being our director. He's going to be with us next week with a new song. We may get 2 new songs this month. Hint, hint. But next week, I know we are getting a new song from Steve. And Reverend Gary will be with us as well. And we want to thank, of course, the Reverend Dr. Ellen Contente for joining us this morning with her wisdom her sacred wisdom and her divine feminineness. It's just so fabulous to have her, and we are so fortunate when we do. Makes me want to jump up and down, even though she's already here. We're going to end our service this morning after our final spiritual mind treatment, which Reverend Dr. Ellen, will join me for, with the song called Home. It's a song written by Michael Bublé, and Michael Bublé will be singing that with Blake Shelton, and that'll be right after our closing spiritual mind treatment this morning, as we end our service for this Monday. So here we are. Let's bring Reverend Dr. Ellen back. There she is, blue fingernails and all. Let's see how that helps bring in spirit for our spiritual mind treatment. So I'm gonna start, and then you'll hear me passing it on to Ellen, and Spirit will speak through her, and then she'll throw back to me, and we will round it out just so that everybody knows what we're doing. So everybody, with me, with Ellen, let's take a deep breath in. Yeah, feel that God is there right here, right now. And as we release it, we know I am. You are. Everyone individualizes this power and presence. So as we call upon purposefully and intentionally this power and presence into our minds and our hearts, into our gut, as we speak through this divine power, this divine wisdom, we know that we take not only this month, but every month. We take a pause. We take a pause throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the year. We take pauses to step back into spirit. Not that we ever left, not that we've ever taken a vacation, but we intentionally call upon spirit to speak for us, as us, with us, through us, knowing that divine wisdom, divine joy, divine love, divine opportunities show up that way. We step into this belief of knowing what needs to be known, of pausing when we need to pause, of laughing and singing and dancing and praying and doing all the spiritual practices we learn, we know, and we intuit in this pause. We reboot, we refresh, and we become more of the best of us. And I pass this along to Reverend Dr. Ellen.
And this best of us is us showing up as God, as ourselves, as that beautiful divine expansion of the greatness of who we are. And I know that each and every one of us expands into that knowingness, expands in consciousness, expands in awareness of this truth, knowing that we can never be separated from God, knowing that the pause is just a moment to reset, that we are always forever in that divine energy. We are always forever flowing. We can never be separated from that. And so as we expand inward, outward, upward, downward, and all around, we are continually expanding the truth of who we are. And when we go forward in that truth and we spread that truth, others experience that. It is this beautiful, divine, energetic reflection of truth at all times. And this playful pause is another opportunity to be reminded of the joy of living. And today I am joyfully playing, and I am so grateful to be playing with all of you. And so I pass back to Reverend Jay.
So with these words spoken, these words being in our consciousness and being in our belief system, we are now busting through, soaring, and zooming into this evolution, into this transformation of spirit playing, We are spirit playing. So in grace and gratitude and appreciation, I release this word into the universe that laughs with us and says, yes, bring it on. Here it comes. Are you ready? Set, go. As together we say, and so it is.
So it is.
Hallelujah. Amen. Ashe. Have a most fabulous week, my friends. There's a cat. Yay.
There's a kitty cat.
That's playful. Have a most fabulous week, my friends. We'll see you next Sunday right here on Facebook Live and on YouTube Live. And blessings to you all. Thank you so much. Namaste.
3, 4, and hey, hey. You go, buddy. All right. Another summer day has come and gone away, in Paris or Rome, but I wanna go home. Maybe surrounded by a million people, I still feel all alone. I wanna go home. Oh, I miss you, you know. And I've been keeping all the letters that I wrote to you, each one a line or two. I'm fine, baby, how are you? I would send them, but I know that it's just not enough. My words were cold and flat, and you deserve more than that. Another airplane, another sunny place. I'm lucky, I know, but I wanna go home. I've got to go home. Let me go home, 'cause I'm just too far from where you are, and I gotta go home. Just like I'm living someone else's life. It's like I just stepped outside and everything was going right. And I know just why you could not come along with me, 'cause this was not your dream, but you always believed in me. Another winter day has come and gone away, and even Paris and Rome, and I wanna go home. Let me go home. And I'm surrounded by a million people, I still feel alone. Let me go home, yeah. Babe, I miss you, you know. Let me go home. I've had my run, baby, I'm done. I'm coming back home. Let me go home, 'cause it'll all be alright. I'll be home tonight. I'm coming back. I'm coming back home. The one, the only Blake Shelton. I could be